Hello, class. This is Professor Gustafson, and I'm going to go over the quiz for you and give you some feedback. All right, so I will go over some of the sections that were most problematic, and if I ever don't go over something that you want more detail on, then please you can just let me know. But I tend to go over the ones that were problematic, ones that people didn't have too much problems with, I don't spend as much time on naturally. And also the order in which you took the quiz may be different than this, but all the sections should be covered. All right, so this is the chapter 2 quiz feedback. And so the first section here, write a sentence with the verb gustar to indicate whether or not you like the following activities, people, or things. And so the modelo is Maria, me gusta Maria or no me gusta Maria. I like Maria or I don't like Maria. Literally, Maria is pleasing to me or Maria is not pleasing to me. That's what that literally says. We would say in English, I like Maria or I don't like Maria. So, estudiar. So, me gusta estudiar or no me gusta estudiar. Los perros, here you have to say, me gustan. Los perros, right? Because when it's plural, when the thing you like is plural, you use gustan and not gusta. All right, so then this will also be me gusta bailar y escuchar música, me gusta la biblioteca, and me gustan las personas conversadoras. All right, there you go. All right, the next one. Olivia describes each of her new classmates. Listen to her descriptions and choose the adjective that best completes each one. And hit a drop-down menu here. This was not too problematic. Let me just play the first one.
Pablo estudia mucho. Es muy.
Pablo estudia mucho. Es muy. I think trabajador is probably the best answer, right?
Ángela y Esteban están en el equipo de tenis y son muy.
Ángela y Esteban están en el equipo de tenis y son muy atléticos is the only one that will work there. You can tell because it's plural, two people, so it has to be a plural adjective, and there's only two of those here, and this one is simpáticas, and it has to be on all women. So it has to be atléticos, but anyway, logically it would say that it's atléticos because they're on the tennis team. All right, and then going on, we won't go over all those. It's pretty easy. Going on, complete the descriptions of these Hispanic men, famous Hispanic men with the appropriate adjective of nationality. So you have to remember that nationalities are not capitalized, for one. And then you have to watch your spelling. Colombiano for Garcia Marquez, Mexicano, Peruano, Dominicano, Ecuatoriano. Okay. Listen to the description of the women's basketball and match them with the most appropriate option. So this is similar to the one we just saw above, a little recording and then a description. We'll just do the first one here.
Dora tiene 18 años.
Dora tiene 18 años. Es joven. That's the best one. Not too many problems there. Okay. Complete what she says. Sandra discusses one of the stereotypes that people have about Hispanics in the United States. Complete what she says with the correct forms of the verb ser. So pretty easy here. Todos nosotros somos de México. Cuando hablo español, toda la gente piensa que soy mexicana, pero soy guatemalteca. Mi mejor amiga Nacheli es de Colombia. En mi clase de física hay dos estudiantes que son cubanos. Todos somos bilingües porque hablamos español e inglés, pero nuestras culturas son muy diferentes. So you only had 5 options there: soy, eres, es, somos, and son. So you just had to look at the subject and go from there. All right, then we had the flags, which is the colors essentially is being tested here, and there was an activity in the textbook very similar to this, if not identical. But it's a listening. So,
La bandera estadounidense es roja, blanca y azul.
So that's bandera de. Right, no problems there really. Okay, you will hear 3 different profiles from a dating website. Complete the following with the missing information. This is going to be quite long, but I don't remember there being too many problems. You could listen to this more than once to get the necessary information. Then you should fill it in. And I guess again you had to watch your spelling errors, your typos, accent marks, and things like that. But otherwise, it's a fairly straightforward activity. Okay. So then, enfoque cultural, complete the sentences using the words and expressions in the list. You may use each word only once. Usually the culture is not a problem, and there's actually in the textbook, there's maybe, again, an activity very similar, if not identical to this, so you could look at that as well. It's not identical, but it's pretty close if I remember right. But anyway, process of elimination. El español es la blank lengua más hablada de los Estados Unidos. Segunda is really the only thing that works there. This one says por ciento, percent, so it's got to be a number, 63. Pretty easy there. Okay, and then choose the answer that best restates the description of the following people. This is also pretty easy. Maite tiene 20 años, monta en bicicleta y practica tenis, es atlética. That's the best answer there. Really, just by the context, and then you have multiple choice. It's not that difficult, only 3 options. Okay, then we had another one with the verb ser. Again, just know your subject. Tú eres de Luisiana. Sí, soy de Baton Rouge. ¿Cómo es Luisiana? Es muy bonito, hace mucho sol. Tu papá y tu mamá son muy jóvenes. Y este chico es Charlie, mi hermano. Todos ustedes son muy guapos. Again, with ser was the verb, and there's only 5 forms that we use because sois, we don't use that form with this textbook. So really, you just had the 5 different options and use it to recognize your subject there. Okay. Ser, ser is probably the most common verb in Spanish, the most useful. You really have to know all those forms because that's one you just can't get by without. Other verbs, you don't come up so often, but that one is one that comes up constantly, and you must know those forms. Okay, complete the following email from Dalia to her friend Mariela with the appropriate adjective from the list. You can use each one only once. And again, you can tell by the context here. So, mis compañeras de clase son, so it's plural, so it's got to be a plural one. We got 3 plural ones here, I believe, 4. Blancas, sociables, trabajadoras, and rojos. And then it's compañeras, so it's got to be 2 feminine ones. So I think the best ones here are trabajadoras. And sociables. That's the most logical. And then, blancas technically would work here, but we're going to need that somewhere else. So you can, by process of elimination, figure that out. But it's trabajadoras y sociables. Okay. Luis, un chico muy blanco que estudia arte con nosotros. Well, so we only have 6 of them left. And he is a boy that is very, well, let's say, interesante. Maybe we'll have to change that. Because listo would also work. But I think we need listo somewhere else. La clase de arte es, yeah, that's correct. Here we need interesante. And then this is going to be listo. So he's a smart boy, and it's an interesting class. So you can sort of figure out process of elimination. Las mesas son, and again, this is a feminine plural noun. So you need a feminine plural adjective, and the only one left is blancas. So the tables are white. Los pupitres son, what do we have left here? Rojos. And tenemos un perro. Marrón is the only one. Marrón is the only one that works. Yep, marrón. That's the only masculine adjective left. And perro happens to be masculine, so it's got to be marrón. All right, so you can tell. The moral of the story here is that adjectives have to agree with their nouns in Spanish, and so that's one way you can figure out what you need. Even if you don't understand all the words, you can figure that out. Los pupitres son, it's got to be a plural masculine adjective because pupitres is plural and masculine. And if you go to the list, there's only 2 that would work, rojos and sociables, and the desks can't be social, so it's got to be rojos. So you can tell by process of elimination there. All right, let's go on. This one was pretty easy. You just had the descriptions of the people and their names and to fill it in. I don't think there was too many problems there at all. Let's go to the next one here. So there was more of that one. Okay, and then we had Sophia's favorite uncle is coming to visit. Listen to what she says about him and indicate the statement that corresponds to her uncle's preferences on each of the following topics. Well, that's a pretty long listening one. I won't go through all those. If anybody had a question about this listening one, you can let me know. But visit historic places, he likes it a lot. He likes it, he doesn't like it. It was just basically those 3 options. And if you listen to it more than once, you could go back through and find out what you're looking for. There's only 5 of them. But yeah, so he likes it a lot. Le gusta mucho. He likes it. Le gusta, or he doesn't like it. No le gusta. Okay. Another one with gustar. This one's not too bad. So me gusta mirar televisión. Te gustan los gatos. And it's got to be gustan because gatos is plural. So when the plural noun is there, you use gustan instead of gusta. A Ramón le gusta el café. Right. Or you could just say le gusta el café. But if you say Ramón, then you have to put the a there. Because what you're really saying is the coffee is pleasing to Ramón. And that's what the a is for. But anyway, that's optional. The name is optional. So a Ramón le gusta el café or le gusta el café. Those are your two options there. Okay, so a Inés, same thing. If you mention Inés, you gotta put the a there. A Inés le gustan los libros. Or just le gustan los libros. If you want to just leave off her name altogether. And then Lola y Lolo. Lola y Lolo. Les, what is it? Gusta la música. Okay. And so gustan here because libros is plural. Gustan here because gatos is plural. Gusta because music is singular. Gusta because café is singular. The form of gusta always agrees with the noun that comes right after. If it's singular, gusta. If it's plural, gustan. All right. This was pretty easy. Just very few options which are listed for you here. Mi, tu, su, and nuestro, and then the plural forms as well. So Raúl, so it would be su mochila, his backpack. Marisa would be sus cuadernos. So this possessive adjective always agrees with the noun that follows. Mochila is singular, so su is singular. Cuadernos is plural, so you use the plural form sus. Okay, so Carlos y Raúl, su computadora, their computer. Now, Carlos and Raúl is a plural subject, but the computer is what it has to agree with. So their computer is singular, she used the singular form, su computadora. Tu calculadora. Nuestros libros, our books, right? And then mi reloj, all right? And then going on here, another one with gustar. So a Carlos le gusta, a mí me gusta, a sus amigos les gustan, because it's coches deportivos, it's plural, so you use gustan. A mí me gustan, because it's bicicletas. A Carlos no le gusta mi perro. Me gustan sus gatos. Plural. Gatos is plural, so gustan. Okay. And then opiniones. So complete the following conversation with your sister Sandra using the adjectives that fit logically from the list and that are grammatically correct. Similar to one we had earlier. No me gusta Penélope. ¿Por qué? Porque es. I don't like her because she's what? Well, probably antipática is the best response there. Pática. Y no hablo con ella. Y sus profesoras no me gustan tampoco. I don't like them either. They are. Why wouldn't we like our professors? Well, must be aburridas is the only one that's plural, so it's got to be that. Because profesoras is plural. No me digas, y mi amigo Guillermo, es perezoso. He doesn't work or study. Qué interesante. Pero tus amigos, Susanita y Miguel, sí, son muy divertidos. Is the only one that's plural and masculine. Tú eres, what's left there? Inteligente. All right. This was pretty easy. Just had to do the opposite. So trabajadora, the opposite, perezoso, and write the correct form. So Carla is feminine, but Guillermo is masculine. So Carla es trabajadora, pero Guillermo es perezoso. Aurora es alta, pero Julián es bajo. Carolina is débil, pero Pablo es fuerte. So it's just the opposites of those adjectives. Right, and then we had more culture, which was not really too much of a problem there. Let's know what these people are feeling and match their statements to the most likely cause to explain why they feel the way they do. Again, another drop-down menu. And this was longer than some of the other ones on the drop-down menus, but again, with process of elimination, you can figure it out. Let's listen to the first one.
Estoy muy cansada.
Estoy muy cansada. I'm very tired. So, what's the best one here? Wednesday, I have a lot of classes. At the end of the day, I'm very tired. That's the best option. Again, you can go through and process of elimination, figure those out. Just listen to one more.
Estoy aburridísimo.
Estoy aburridísimo. I'm very, very bored. Aburridísimo. Let's see here. What's the best one? Oh, the professor repeats the same idea many times in class. This is the best one there. And that's pretty much everything for this quiz. Again, if you have questions about what I've said, or you have questions about sections that I didn't cover in detail or didn't cover in enough detail, please let me know, and I will be happy to give you more feedback. Hasta luego.